legacy to give back the names that you gave to me in the times of piracy, back in your days of slavery. Back in the days of slavery, when you slapped my face with Christianity, giving me names of old slave masters. I was forbidden to use the names of my own ancestors. You see, every nationality has a unique identity, a special place in humanity, with its own style called ethnicity, with its own style of originality, with its own style of creativity. It's time to reclaim my legacy, to give back the names that you gave to me in your time of piracy, back in the days of slavery. For if I were European, I would accept it. But you see, I was forced by you to use it. For these are not the names of my ancestors, but the names of old slave masters.
TV House of Consciousness. Once again, it's my absolute pleasure to have this mighty brother, Brother Imam Bashir. I haven't interviewed this brother. I'm very grateful to be able to interview him. Brother, tell me a little something about, because I know you're going to be in the Evolution Conference today. Tell me a little something about what's in store for the Kemetic community. What do you have in store for us today?
Yes, sir. Peace, love, and shout out to Baba TV. You know, it's the realest. Peace, your brother Imam Bashir, Lions of Allah. We in the building. August 2nd, we right here, National Black, about to get it in on evolution. You know, the thing I want to say about evolution is that we all must agree to evolution, because evolution have many different connotations or definitions, but one of the definitions that's universal is that things change. But the issue is, how does things change? Does it change from going species to species? Is it adaptation? Is it the environment, etc., etc.? So you have a lot of theories, such as the Darwinistic theories, neo-Darwinistic theories, that species turned into other species. So what I'm going to be breaking down today is that species do not turn into other species. So they want us to believe that there was some bacteria, this prokaryotes and eukaryotes. These bacteria came into existence, and they were the catalyst to creating life, such as fish and aquatic life. So they say that a fish actually decided to grow limbs, grow feet, come out of the water, change its anatomy, you know, from having gills, breathing the oxygen through the water. So the anatomy changed from being entity that can breathe through its gills to breathing with lungs as we do, which is a heck of a transition if we really think about it. As well, it had to make structural and biological transitions as well. And they say that this happened over millions of years, and that, you know, there is tons, millions of species that turned into other species. But the problem is they cannot find the missing links like they're trying to find. And when they do come up with a missing link, you find out that actually 9 times out of 10 it's a fraud, it's a manipulation of you know, the fossils that they found. So we bring the information that, listen, we don't species don't turn into species. No fish grew legs, limbs, changed its breathing structure, changed its anatomy to go and turn into another creature, and then that creature take upon other attributes and become another creature, so on and so forth, all the way till you get the man. And when you come to the man disposition, as far as how we came into existence, they tell us that we come from the great apes, or man-apes, ape-man type creatures. And one of them is called Australopithecus. So Australopithecus is, you may know this as Australopithecus afarensis, which is Lucy, right? But and they say that she was bipedal, which means she walked on tubes. This is why they're saying that they that is our ancestor. But when you really do listen to the paleontologists and those that study the fossils, do the research, there's conflicting views. You have a lot of scientists that say she was merely an ape. But when you look at the illustrations that you will find in National Geographic, Science News, Scientific America, etc., they'll show you an ape-like creature and tell you that this is our ancestor. But really, in reality, this is just a ploy of our Europeans to take us away from God consciousness, to take us away from knowing thyself and instilling an inferiority complex in us. Because if we go by their theory of evolution, that means that from species turning into species, guess who comes on top? Because the deal is that as Darwin put it, this is a survival of the fittest, right? Which means that the strongest is going to survive and the weak are doomed to fail and die. So these European Caucasians, and let me call them by their proper name, these devils, they systematically put this false information into the world of science because we know they use knowledge and manipulate knowledge to manipulate the minds of the people. They couch it in a language, they couch it in a sciences. Unfortunately, it may sound like this is a mad, angry black man, but this is facts. They play with information all the time. You're dealing with the greatest liars, the greatest manipulators, the greatest deceivers. But when you go back to Kemet, you can see, for facts, you have Canoe, who mold and fashioned man out of the clay. You know what I'm saying? These was the stories that we had. But check this out though. The Quran also bear witness to the same thing. And guess what? You could go and look at science today and they would tell you that clay is actually the catalyst to give it, to bring it on life. How is that? Because in our DNA structure, we have what is called amino acids and proteins. The amino acids and the proteins that combine together, the scientists tell us that they was combined together in a primordial type soup, which dealt with clay, mud, and earth, which brought all of those amino acids and proteins together in order to create life. And so, brother, you know, it's real heavy. I'm ready to get up there and do my little push-ups because I'm ready to tear them up today. Because majority of the people we have Brother Polite, we have Uncle Cat, Brother Asar, we have Minister Inky, we have Dr. Ali Muhammad, we have Brother Born of Law, and if I forgot anybody, please forgive me. But majority of them believe, from one extent to another, that human life developed out of a so-called ape creature. But then they try to deny it too. They try to say, oh, we ain't talking about no apes. But when you go to their references and you pull up the picture, you say, well, what is that? You can ask a little 5-year-old what that is. You know what I'm saying? So they'll say that's a damn monkey. But they don't want to say a monkey. They want us to keep it scientific. So we'll say primate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're playing games with the information. And I find that a lot of it, we're playing the games with this information because we don't want to accept the concept, the idea, and the fact that there is a supreme power, supreme mind, supreme intellect that ushered in life as we know it and life as we didn't know it when the earth was barren and bare of life. So how do you get life out of death? How do we get life out of death? The only way you can get life from out of death is if there's a powerful supreme mind that has life itself and can bless you with the blessing of being alive, being able to breathe. So that is what it is. You got a question, brother? Because I'm ready to do these push-ups. I got to get it in on them. We got to get it in. And wait to the presentation, though. We're going to go deep with the information, with the proof. Because, look, none of us in there are doing the actual field research and digging in the ground. Now, we have to get to that point where we are doing it as a people. And I want our people to start really focusing on doing the work for ourselves, because you can never trust someone that has pledged an allegiance to destroy you and your people, because our rise is their fall. So they will always try to manipulate you and play games with us so they can stay in power. This is why they colonizing the entire world. Not only did they colonize the entire world, but they colonized the entire intellectual world. They took the knowledge and information from the ancients, and we know these are facts. They took the knowledge and information from the ancients, made it their own. They stripped the people of their own countries and made it their own. The great nations like Egypt, they said, well, we were the white pharaohs that was actually doing that. So come on, let's stop following their garbage and let's follow the customs and traditions that our people brought in. And yes, I know you ain't gonna like it, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. The Quran, the Bible, is a part of our legacy. It's a part of our history, whether you like it or not. So we could go back in time and make correlations between the sublime teachings in these historical divine guidance books, such as in particular the Quran, which we're going to show tonight. Go back, people, and study the information. You don't have to accept it or gravitate towards the Quran, no, but learn the knowledge and the wisdom of it, so that way you can be prepared to answer questions, say questions, or attack your brother Bashir. But if you don't know, then you ain't going to grow. So with that, we out of here. Shout out Baba TV all day. Thanks, family. Peace. Black power. Assalamu alaikum.